Let's talk about something you probably look through every single day: glass. Now, I know what you might be thinking, it's just glass. But I want to make the case that this seemingly simple, ordinary substance is one of the most important materials humans have ever created. Seriously, it didn't just change how we live, and literally launched scientific revolutions and completely reshaped our understanding of the universe. But when you think of glass, what's the first word that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably fragile, right? I mean, it's the very symbol we use for something that's delicate, something that's easy to break. And yet, here's the weird part. Take a look at your phone. We expect the glass on it to be impossibly thin, perfectly clear, and totally scratch-resistant. We even want it to be a little flexible, and the biggest demand of all, we want it to not break. We're basically asking glass to be the exact opposite of what it naturally is. And, this isn't a new problem at all. Let's go back to 2006. Steve Jobs is getting ready to show the world the very first iPhone. The only problem, the prototype had a plastic screen, and it was getting scratched up like crazy just from being in his pocket. He knew he needed glass, but any normal glass would just scratch and shatter. He needed a super glass that didn't even exist yet. So how did they solve it? Well, the solution they found gets us right to the secret of how modern glass can be made so incredibly, unbelievably strong. The answer was a special kind of glass called Gorilla Glass, which you've probably heard of. It's now on billions of devices worldwide. And the magic, the real secret sauce behind it, is a chemical process called ion exchange. So here's how it works, and it's pretty cool. You start with a special recipe for glass, and then you dunk it into the super hot bath of molten salt. Now, on an atomic level, something amazing happens. A little swap takes place. The smaller sodium ions that are in the glass actually leave, and larger potassium ions from the salt bath squeeze in to take their place. But because these new potassium ions are bigger, they're crammed into the exact same tiny spaces. This creates this incredible high-pressure, super compressed layer right on the surface of the glass. Okay, here's a really good way to picture this. Imagine trying to run through a scattered group of people in a park. You could probably push through, right? Now, imagine those same people are squeezed shoulder to shoulder trying to get onto a packed subway car at rush hour. If you try to run at them now, well, good luck. All their combined force pushes back, and you can't even make a dent. That's compressive strength. So here's the real difference. Normal glass, the kind in your windows, has no compressive layer to protect it. That's why it cracks so easily. But strengthened glass has this powerful surface armor, this invisible force field, that makes it incredibly resistant to all the tiny scratches and flaws that would normally cause a regular piece of glass to shatter. But to really, truly appreciate this modern marvel, we've got to go back in time. Way, way back. The story of glass is so much longer and more fascinating than you'd probably guess, and it all starts with nature itself. So what even is glass? Scientifically, it's what's known as an amorphous solid. Okay, all that means is that its atoms are totally jumbled up. There's no organized, repeating pattern like you'd find in a crystal. It's almost like a liquid that's been flash frozen in place. Now, this messy structure is exactly what lets light pass right through it. It's why glass is transparent. But it's also the source of its weakness. There's no neat structure to absorb an impact. And we humans have been using glass for a very long time. For over 1 million years, we used natural volcanic glass, obsidian, for things like arrowheads. But we only started making it ourselves around 3600 BC. And for thousands of years after that, it was mostly for decoration. Even the first Roman windows were kind of cloudy and opaque. The real game changer didn't happen until the 1450s in Venice, when an artisan finally figured out the secret to making perfectly crystal clear glass. So let that sink in for a second. For pretty much all of human history, glass was not see-through. It was a beautiful material for making vases and jewelry, sure, but that one property we just take for granted today, transparency, was completely missing. And the moment we figured out how to make truly transparent glass, well, it changed absolutely everything. I'm not exaggerating. It sparked a complete revolution in how we see the world and our place in it. Because once glass was clear, we could finally start shaping it into lenses. And those lenses give us 3 pieces of technology that completely redefined what it means to be human. Eyeglasses, which let scholars and craftspeople work for decades longer, the microscope, which revealed an entire hidden universe of tiny life, and of course, the telescope, which unveiled the cosmos. Think about this. In 1610, Galileo pointed his new invention, the telescope, toward the heavens. And what he saw was just world-shattering. He didn't see perfect, smooth, heavenly orbs. No, he saw craters and mountains on our moon. He saw that the planet Venus goes through phases, just like our moon does. And maybe most shocking of all, he saw 4 tiny moons orbiting the planet Jupiter. So why was that so revolutionary? Because it was undeniable proof that not everything revolved around the Earth. He could literally see with his own eyes that other moons were orbiting another planet. This observation was the final nail in the coffin for the 1,000-year-old belief that humanity and the Earth were the center of everything. All of that thanks to a couple of pieces of clear glass. And our ability to make clear glass has only gotten more insane. Get this, modern optical fiber, the stuff that carries the internet, is so incredibly pure that if you made a solid block of it that was as deep as the Mariana Trench, that's 11,000 meters, you could still see right through to the bottom as if it were air. Which brings us all the way back to today, and back to the phones that are in all of our pockets. Because for all of these incredible, mind-blowing advances, we all know the story isn't quite over yet. You know, it's actually kind of ironic to be talking about how tough glass has become when I'm sure plenty of us have phones that look, well, like this. We've all had that horrible, heart-stopping moment when our phone slips and you just pray as it tumbles to the ground. And that's really the reality of it. While this stuff is amazingly durable, it's not indestructible. The story of glass is a story of constant, relentless improvement. Scientists are working every single day to make the next version even tougher. But for now, it's still glass, and it still cracks. So when you think about it, from revealing the vast cosmos above us to the tiny microscopic world within us, this one material has fundamentally changed how we see everything. The quest for that perfect, unbreakable piece of glass is still going on, and it leaves you with a really big question. What will its next evolution reveal?